voted in this place to give you a free pass to put through 40 bills in one day.
Well, I could summarise my remarks simply as what Jackie said.
Is Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's government on the brink of facing the wrath of voters over inflation? A new study by the Australian National University, ANU, highlights dissatisfaction levels comparable to those seen before the Morrison government's fall. This raises a critical question. Does this dissatisfaction spell trouble for the current leadership? On the surface, the statistics appear alarming. Dissatisfaction with the nation's direction echoes sentiments recorded before Scott Morrison's electoral defeat. Historically, such dissatisfaction often foreshadows significant political shifts, as voters tend to hold the ruling party accountable. This aligns with global trends, where economic pressures like inflation often catalyze voter frustration. Despite these concerns, there's a silver lining. The ANU survey, encompassing over 3,500 Australians, reveals that Australians are relatively more content with the country's direction compared to their counterparts in the United States and the United Kingdom. Notably, over 60% of Australians reported being satisfied or very satisfied with the nation's trajectory, a figure that rises to over two-thirds among young Australians aged 18 to 34.
Get everything we want, but we get a lot.
There is no case to use public money to finance coal, oil and gas here or abroad.
Further, satisfaction with democracy itself remains comparatively robust. In October, 64% of respondents expressed satisfaction with democratic systems, a figure that contrasts sharply with declining trust in democratic institutions across the US and UK. This trend indicates that Australia has managed to maintain a more stable democratic fabric, offering hope for the Albanese government as it gears up for next year's federal election. However, the survey sheds light on a brewing storm, the education divide. This gap emerges as a pivotal issue, with those holding lower educational qualifications expressing notably less satisfaction with democracy. Only 60.1% of Australians without a Year 12 qualification reported being satisfied with democracy, compared to 69.2% among degree holders. Nicholas Biddle, the lead researcher, warns of the risks this divide poses to democratic stability. He notes that disenfranchisement among less educated voters could pave the way for populist leaders who challenge democratic norms. This pattern has already played out in countries like the United States, where populist figures have successfully mobilized disaffected voters. For Australia, this divide signals potential challenges, particularly as opposition parties like the Liberals under Peter Dutton aim to appeal to this demographic.
We've supported some of what the government's done, so their criticisms of us around always being negative are not correct.
That is one that we won't be progressing today.
We will continue to work with Labor to give this legislation the best possible chance of being passed.
Seen the big party stitch up on electoral funding reform crumble.
The survey also highlights a decline in trust across key institutions. While the judiciary remains the most trusted entity, with 63.5% expressing trust, this figure marks a significant drop from the 78.1% recorded after the 2022 federal election. Similarly, social media platforms, though slightly improving in public perception, continue to be the least trusted institutions. Trust levels also vary by education, with university graduates exhibiting higher trust in institutions than those without degrees. This underscores the broader challenge of bridging divides in societal trust, a critical factor for maintaining democratic cohesion. Interestingly, Australians are hesitant to align strongly with either end of the political spectrum. About 42% identified themselves as centrists, while the remaining split skews 23.3% to the left and 34.8% to the right. Satisfaction with democracy and trust in institutions tends to be higher among left-leaning individuals, with centrists showing lower confidence levels. Economic pressures add another layer of complexity. Over 30% of respondents reported difficulty making ends meet, with financial stress disproportionately affecting younger and middle-aged groups. Unsurprisingly, economic hardship correlates with reduced political trust and lower satisfaction with democracy. This financial strain, coupled with social isolation, experienced by 42% of Australians, further fuels political disengagement. Gender differences also emerge as a notable theme. While 66.9% of men reported being satisfied with democracy, only 61.5% of women shared this sentiment. According to Professor Biddle, this trend contrasts with US data, where male disengagement is more prominent. In Australia, the gender divide suggests that female dissatisfaction could play a significant role in shaping the 2025 election. Stay tuned to Aussie Pulse for more insightful analyses on the issues shaping Australia's political landscape. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the latest news. Thank you for watching.